would like to thank the man who pretty much brought me here to Bolivia. I'd like to thank Jezreel for being one of the new disciples of peace and justice and hope, and for making me one of those disciples as well. Well, JustFaith affected me in a lot of different ways, but I would say the first thing that it created for me was a ton of awareness. Watching videos, reading books, and actually having an opportunity to visit people in the community created a ton of awareness of issues, situations that I just wasn't aware were actually happening. And following that feeling of awareness was actually a feeling of anger and frustration, in that I was not really actually doing anything to prevent these things from happening, and that I actually was probably part of the problem to some degree. And so it shifted from awareness to anger, and then finally that last feeling and emotion that JustFaith created in me was a call to action. I knew that I needed to respond to God in a big way, and I couldn't just continue to do things on the weekend or maybe once a month whenever the parish offered an opportunity for me to get involved in the community. I knew that I wanted in my heart, and that God was calling me to respond in a much more significant way. And JustFaith really gave me the courage and the strength to make that decision. I had the opportunity pretty quickly to put into practice some of the things that I learned. So when I moved to the Casa San Salvador, I had the opportunity to live simply in a way that I had never had before. And that wasn't easy for a girl who loves shopping at Tiffany's, but I did it. And it felt good, and I knew that I was continuing on my journey. Then I had the opportunity also during formation to work with men at the Father McKenna Center. And that was something that was not comfortable for me. That was something that pretty much stretched me and pushed me out of my comfort zone. But in the end, I loved it. I loved working with the homeless men there. I loved learning about their life. I loved learning about the complexities of being homeless. And I really enjoyed my time there quite a bit. And I knew that that was, again, getting me a little bit further along in my journey to peace and justice and becoming that type of disciple. And then finally, being here in Bolivia, I just started my new service ministry here, and working with the women here in the prisons and the women coming out of prison. I think, again, it's just continuing to help me on my path and on my journey to being a disciple of peace and justice. When I think back to what I learned in JustFaith, I'm one of those people now that I read about. I'm starting to become one of those people that I read about, that isn't just standing back and watching the problems and watching the issues and watching the people suffer, but I'm participating. I'm aware that there's an issue, and I'm trying to do something about it.